All right, guys. Today's mess comes, well, courtesy of my projects. But let's make our way around to the iron head again. So today we pull the motor out, put the motor back in, because there was a cross member put in this bike that I don't remember if I mentioned it in the last video or not, but it was right there. And the problem with that cross member being right there is the oil plug is also somewhere right around there. So we couldn't get the motor to set down. I couldn't get the motor to set down on there because the drain plug was hitting this. So that's the problem. So we cut it out, cleaned it up. We'll have to redo the frame. So since I'm going to have to reshoot this frame anyway, I mean, I could touch it up, but there's some things that I don't like about it. So we're going to change some stuff up. Briefly, once the motor's set, so here's the problem. We bought it, as you guys remember, it was pretty much done bike that I was just going to fix the motor. So the motor, I think, is fixed and will run. So we got to make it all work now. So I don't know if the chain lie is even correct yet. I don't know if it's straight from this sprocket to that sprocket until I get all the motor mounts, snugged and tightened up. Some of the things that bother me. XLCH is a magneto bike. So why do I got a battery sitting right here in the open? That's kind of, it's a bobber. It's supposed to look clean and kind of empty. So we're going to get rid of the battery. We're going to get rid of the battery box. We're going to get rid of the regulator. So either we're going to use an eliminator and just run everything off the mag and the generator through, one of those little capacitor things. So we're either going to do that or we're going to run a cycle electric generator with, with their regulator on the end. Not sure which way I'm going to go yet. Open for suggestions from you guys. Let me know. This cross member, I don't like that it's square right here, and this tank, it kind of looks out of place. And then this square tube is sort of hokey, and then this square crap. I don't like any of it. So we're going to take and do, I believe this is 1 inch. So cut this out, do a 1 inch straight tube across. Make a new mid plate, or not a mid plate, too many cars on my mind. Make a new motor plate for right here. It doesn't need to be this thick. It's freaking massive. So we get a nice piece of chromoly plate, put that in, chromoly cross tube right here. Run a 1 inch tube straight up. Whoops, up to there. Cross tube up here. Change around the front seat mount. Put some hairsprings back here. Clean all this crap up. Get rid of this box in here. Nice little mounts, some new nice little mounts for the rear fender here and there. So that'll clean up the whole back of the bike. In the front of the bike, what I don't like is these mounts. They're not really forward enough because of the way the seat is positioned in this bike. It just feels kind of awkward for me. So what I'm going to do is take the mounts, move them back a little bit, go to mids. This kickstand doesn't work anyway, so we're going to need to knock this bracket off. Duct tape is on here because, when you put the bike in the frame, you don't really want to scratch it up any more than you have to. So that's why all the tape's in here. Going to need to rebend this bracket. As you can see, there's, air gap in there, so that's not going to work. So we'll rebend that bracket right there. Probably have it plated or brushed. I think I'm going to do a Black Orchard front fork. We've talked about that before. Either that or a K-model fork with turned down lower legs. What else am I going to do to this bike? Probably it's going to get a set of Buchanan aluminum Acrons and get rid of these steel wheels. So that's 16. I think it's a 16 and a 19. It is a 16 and a 19 right now. I might go 18, 19, Sportster style. So I got to get the motor in, get it fired, get it working with the new Mikuni carb instead of the key-in that it had on it, and then figure out where we go from there. It's got, these steering stem locks that I don't like because the bike, it literally doesn't turn enough. So I had to work on that too. One other thing I wanted to touch on. You'll notice that right now, the mount, the iron head mount, and the bike's frame mount, there's a little bit of gap in there. See that? So that gap right in there, right there. Let me see if I can find it. There you go. That gap, all four of these have a similar gap, right? I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see that one now back in there. So we're going to use some shim stock or some shimming washers to make that up. It's kind of a big twin tip more than an iron head tip. So you see you're going to take a shim washer like that, put it in there to fill that gap. Probably 2 down there, right? Yeah, probably 2. Anyways, all these are just finger tight right now, see? So we'll measure the gaps and figure it out. So what happens with a big twin, you get the front motor mount and you got the rear motor mount. If you don't set the motor on the mounts, make sure you got no paint on there on the mounts and everything, square it up. If you don't put shim stock underneath the spots that have a gap, when you go to tighten it down, you're going to flex the aluminum case, and that's how cases crack. So it's not so much the case with an iron head, because this bracket right here, you know, you get this cast iron bracket, so it doesn't really break an iron head. If you got aluminum mount in the back, you could break the aluminum mount. This one's cast iron, so not so much a concern, but I still don't like having the gap back there. All right, guys, that's where we are with today's project, man. And we still got a lot, as you guys know. We got Paul's Roadster, Blonde Roadster. That needs whole exhaust system and a bunch of work. Jenkins' car hiding back there behind that wooden crate that's got 2 Vespas in it and 2 Vespa GSs on top of it. 67 Nova big tire project that needs to get put back together. 67 Nova small tire, 10.5 size. Like, not a pro street, but like a street car. LS6 Chevelle, that doesn't need anything. It's 12,000 original mile car. L89 Camaro was restored, probably need to do it again. That's actually got a Can-Am motor in it too. So that one and the Jenkins are both Can-Am's cars. One of the reasons I bought the Jenkins. And then we got the 911 that, man, we're going to be waiting for a while on modules. And then KA24 engine going together. Another GS Vespa, another GS Vespa, Cosman chassis for another drag bike that's here that it's actually got never put together the last season I rode. So what the heck? Doug Nash out of the Z. No, sorry, Liberty out of the Z 240Z 10.5 tire car, and just a whole crap load of other projects in here. 383 Ramjet down in there, dynoed at 480, I think. I don't remember. It's been a long time, probably been 15 years on that motor. Oh, see, there you go. There's an aluminum motor mount right there, or you know what I mean, iron head mount. So these ones kind of do break. So, all right, guys, that's about it. Oh, and of course, my dad's old helmet, and we have his car to finish, which is sitting all the way in the back. You can't even see it. It's back in there. But that was that one, and I really need to get on that one. So he had that one, and I just found his 32, which is that one up in Valencia, that I'd like to buy back. So, all right, guys, that's the mess that's in here today. Stay tuned. Like, dislike, you know. Catch you guys later.